Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Outdoor Gallery Large Sconce. This is the 3076-53. There's also two other sizes of this fixture, and on the smaller one, the smallest one, I actually had the fixture here where we took it apart. We were able to look inside it, look at all the different parts, look at the back plate. Take advantage of that because I actually have done videos there too. So pull up that video and watch it so you'll get a chance to see lots of those little details we won't be able to see here because I just don't have the large one. So check it out. So let's get into the size of the fixture itself. Pretty long, 59.5 inches overall height, 4.1 inch projection, and the width on it is coming in at 5.5 inches. This can be mounted vertically. It also can be mounted horizontally too, just so you know. Coming in at 17.6 pounds. The back plate on this is 58.2 by 5 inches, goes over your standard junction box. There's going to be other places on that back plate where it's going to attach to your building too. And how we can look at that right now is we can look at the installation instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. Open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list, how it goes together. But the cool thing is it's going to show you some detailed drawings of the inside of this, the socket setup, how you have two bulbs facing each other. So one is going to push light up, one's going to push light down. You'll see those in the drawings. It'll also show you detailed drawings of the back plate of this and the mounting plate that goes over your 4-inch junction box and all the little holes that are going to allow you to also attach it to your building. Okay, mounting height's coming in at 29.8, and that's to the center of the box. And why don't we get into a couple other little details. It's going to be using GU10 sockets, and they basically have the little prongs on them and they just kind of lock in like that. So you can go 50 watts for halogen in each of these sockets if you want to go old school halogen, but actually, you know what, they make great LEDs for these too, so you don't necessarily have to go halogen. The LEDs that I use in this are 50 watt equivalents, and they're pretty good. And it's actually what I like to use are the Amazon Basics house brands because they actually work really, really well for a lot of different reasons. So, but you could also go to Lowe's, Home Depot. You could go to all the hardware stores like Ace and True Value and other online vendors and find these too. But Amazon for me just happens to be really easy. And I really like their Basics brands because they do a good job. Okay, so the cool thing about it is you can use these LEDs. You can easily get these up to a 50 watt equivalent. Again, one's facing down, one's facing up. The deal with this fixture is it's not going to push a lot of light going out. It's going to push light onto your wall itself. There's a little gap in the very front of this. You're going to notice a white line coming down, and that's actually a gap that's going to be filled by a white acrylic diffuser that's going to be inside of that. So you're not going to be able to see into it. It's going to be a nice little line, and then light is going to be washing against your wall. So that's how this all works. So the other thing about this is you can choose the color temperature of that light hitting your wall. So you could choose anywhere from 2700 Kelvin, that's like the setting sun. You can also go the other way and go to that bluish white light that is 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. That's called daylight. It's not a warm light, it's that cooler blue-white light. In the middle of all that, what we like to use is called warm white or soft white, and that's this nice light coming down on my hands right here from these LEDs above. That's 3,000 Kelvin, what we like to use here too. Also a dimmable fixture, so if you're online or if you're in a store, just make sure if you want to go dimmable on this, and you can, just make sure that these are going to be dimmable when you buy them. Hubbardton Forge only uses aircraft grade aluminum to make their outdoor fixtures. Aluminum holds up the best in incredibly harsh environments. When you're out and you look up in the sky and you see all those jet airliners running around up there, those are all made out of aluminum for a reason. And part of that reason is it holds up great, like I said. It also forges beautifully. It holds finish beautifully. It doesn't rust. Remember that. It's very important. And they're virtually indestructible when they're all finished. So how Hubbardton does it is they take the fixture itself, they're going to wire it up at the top, they're going to put a wire at the bottom, they're going to send a current of electricity that's going to go through this fixture, making it positive, and they put it into a spray booth with a picture of the woman next to me. You can see she's spraying finish around it, and because it's positive, it's going to adhere to every nook, every cranny, the top, the bottom, the whole thing. After that, they're going to take this and they're going to move it into an oven. That oven is going to melt all of that down and create a very hard shell. So it makes it, again, virtually indestructible. So they've also tested these things in these wind chambers. So they take the fixture, all covered in that epoxy powder coat. It's going to go into that chamber. They're going to shoot salty seawater at it at high velocity for hours and hours and hours, just like you were at the beach and you have like a hurricane coming in, which to me is going to be pretty much the worst environment you're going to run into. So after they tested these and found out that they hold up incredibly well, Hubbardton Forge offers basically the best warranty in the lighting industry. And you can see that on the page for this. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link, and click on that, and it'll show you the entire warranty and how it all works. Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.